Welcome back to another episode of the RacePlazaMedia podcast episode. Who the hell knows?
Who the hell knows? But it's episode 2nd of 2026.
Exactly.
So there we go. So that counts.
Yeah, season 2, episode 2. Here we go.
There we
Figured
go.
it out live on air. My name is Milan.
My name is Pia.
And today we're going to talk about Supercross.
Yes.
It's back. We're also going to talk about a little bit of Dakar. And spoiler alert, someone watched a little bit of Formula E.
A little bit is a good way to talk about it. But we'll get to that a little bit later.
Before we get into it, in case you're watching this instead of listening to this, as you guys can see, we are in very different locations. I am located in the Antarctic. Hence, I'm wearing a turtleneck and a thick jacket, where Pia is in the Caribbeans?
I don't know. I'm in the warmer climate.
Exactly, yes.
I'm wearing a t-shirt.
Yes.
Sure.
We are in different locations in the world. And that explains our outfits.
Sure. I mean, not that anybody would have said anything about it, but sure.
I just thought when I saw that you put on a t-shirt, I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Anyways, let's get started with Supercross.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super excited that it's back.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's always like this. There's like this moment we talk about it also every year that at one point I get this like, and I think you have that feeling too. You get so
Saturated
sättigt in German with Supercross because there's just so many races, and then it goes to the outdoor season, then it goes into playoffs, and it's such a long season.
And then there's this four race playoffs.
Yeah, exactly, the playoffs, and then
it's just a lot.
It's a lot, but it's so typical American sport.
Yeah,
you know, there's so much of it, which I mean, part of it is great, especially if you're a fan. You have the majority of the year you have the sport to enjoy, but if you're like us and you watch a lot of other racing, it can be like, oh my gosh, it's just a lot. But nonetheless, I'm super excited that we're back into the season.
I think this year definitely I'm gonna try to make a huge effort to watch all of Supercross, especially with our boy being back happy and healthy. Our boy being Kenny Roxon, and spoiler alert, also great start to the season.
Yes.
And we're going to get into that in just a little bit. However, leading up to this race, Anaheim won.
Yes.
The big start of the year. You actually did a lot of preparation for it.
Well, I just listened to different podcasts and watched different videos in preparation for it because I wanted to have a little bit of a reminder, also like who's who. There's been a lot of changes on the grid. Of course, some of the riders have changed teams. One of the big upsets going into the 2026 Supercross season is, of course, that we do not have Jet Lawrence starting.
Yeah, that one is pretty intense. I did not figure that actually out until just now.
I mean, I told you about it
just before the race.
Yeah, because he got injured.
Race,
yeah,
sorry.
exactly. He has like this bone in his ankle that he broke during like off season. Super frustrating.
Yeah.
Because also last year's Supercross season he got injured partway through it. I mean, he ended up taking the overall title at the end, very closely taking it away from his brother at the end. But of course, I'm sure he wanted to come back and get another Supercross title.
And it also seems like that Hunter has been doing a better job at staying healthy. He was injured last year.
I mean, he did get injured last year too, but yeah.
But it seems like Jet, ever since his first season in like the 450, he's been injured a lot. It feels like it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's also just the sport.
It is a sport.
I mean, it's just so brutal on the body, and it's like this typical thing with athletes. I feel like they don't take the time often. Or at least as an outside person, it seems like they rush back so quickly. Which I get it. It's your money. It's like a lot of people are relying on you. It's not just you. It's your whole team, like it's a lot of factors that go into it. But like it just. If you're not fully healed, then of course it's easier to, one, obviously not win, and then two, get injured yet again if your body's already not 100%.
Or then potentially picking up another injury somewhere else because you're
compensating differently. Exactly. So it's just like this whole domino effect. But yeah, so big upset that he's not here this year.
Exactly.
Of course, because he is like the contender. I mean, we have a lot of other great riders on the grid, and we'll talk through the 450 list. We'll start with them right now.
What do you want to bring up? The new team?
Well, yeah, yes. So we have some of our usuals are still back. Of course, we have Cooper Webb, who had won last year. He got his third Supercross title last season. So he is back. And I do think there's been a little bit of a curve with us coming around to liking Cooper Webb a little bit more, because I was happy for him at the end of the season that he won the title, because he's like king of consistency, and it meant so much to him, and because he's one of the 30 riders, over 30 riders, it's just like, oh, can I still do it? Like there's like this big conversation, because we're having not a lot, but more over 30-year-old riders on the grid. So it's like a different era now too.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I'm not gonna stand here and say that I am a Cooper Webb fan or supporter. However, I'm not gonna be at the end of the season when someone has done such a great job to be like, oh, you suck and you should have not won. I'm not gonna be. It's like you deserved it. Clearly,
Yes.
you were Mr. Consistent, right? You were able to, at least in Supercross, also to prevent injuries and stuff like that, and then come out on top.
He did come in, I think, with an injury
he had
last
a thumb injury,
exactly,
right?
but
like he was able to like prevent any other injuries and stuff like that. And obviously, it is good to see that people over 30 are doing. I think we're right now in this overall era of where we're in this. I think in this place where our medic and our science has advanced so much that people are able to extend their career.
Yes.
We have in skiing, for example, Lindsey Vonn at 41 just came back, and she is winning. She's winning, and she's leading the championship. She's a big contender for the upcoming Winter Olympics.
Yes.
And she took a long break. We have LeBron James with 41 putting up numbers in the NBA as if he was like, I don't know, like 15 years younger,
Yeah.
And it is really cool to see.
Yes.
And it's also because I can't imagine being I think this is more like gymnasts and stuff like that, being in your like mid-20s and someone saying like, you need to retire.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is the only thing you've done all your life, and now you're telling me I'm too old to do this.
Yes.
Right? And you're just at the beginning of your quote unquote actual life, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Even if you're in your 30s, right? You haven't even hit like midlife.
Yes.
You're not,
No.
it is crazy. So it's good to see that there's a lot of riders out there who are able to extend their careers.
Yes.
Obviously, the cool thing is, depending on what type of racing you're into, there are other avenues that you can then continue. If you don't go into commentating, you might not do Supercross, but there's Rally Raid, there's the Dakar. Obviously, there's only once a year, but there's other avenues.
But there's still Rally Raid competition and championships throughout the year. It's just the Dakar championship is just once. But yes, I agree. So we have a couple older, quote unquote, older riders on the grid, and it's been such a conversation this whole off season, I feel like, at least from what I've been hearing. So I think it's really cool. Of course, we have Eli Tomac is back. He has changed teams. He's now with the Red Bull KTM Factory Racing team, which is a big change for him. And he was also talking about that they've been making a lot of they've been adjusting things for him and they're working really well with he's really working well with the team. And
so Chase was with KTM. He had that spot, right?
Yes, exactly.
And then now Eli has it.
Exactly. And Chase is now with Kawasaki, so Monster Energy Kawasaki. So Chase is with them now. Aaron Plessinger is still with KTM.
So Eli, just for a reference, he's my age.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
They're talking about this motherfucker needs to retire.
I know. It's
crazy,
it's wild.
I mean, I'm ready to retire, but not because I've accomplished anything.
But then we do have a new constructor on the field, which I think you were hinting at. We have Ducati is now.
I don't think I hinted at it. I was like knocking at the door.
Oh, okay, yes. But so we have the Troy Lee Designs Red Bull Ducati Factory Racing Team.
Let's go Ducati.
And that's with Dilla Ferrandis and Justin Barsha. They're both with the Ducati team. Now we officially also have a Triumph in the 450.
Okay,
which
last year was
before
just the
we
250.
had the 250, exactly. Which is on the Triumph Factory Racing Team is also somebody we're familiar with, who's Austin Faulkner.
Oh, yes.
Because remember when and I think it was our first year in the 250, he had this terrible accident where he
landed on concrete, right? Oh. Which is like, it goes into this whole debate, and we'll get into that once we talk about a 450 race, about the the state of things and the quality of care.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that in just a little bit.
But it's really exciting for him to be in the 450 and then be with a new constructor. So we have a lot of great people in the 450. Like I said, Cooper Webb, Eli Tomac, Chase Sexton, Aaron Plessinger. We also have Shane McElrath, Jason Anderson, who's now on the Suzuki with Ken Rockshin. We have RJ Hampshire. Jorge Prado is now on the KTM. He used to be with KTM. Now he's back with KTM. We have Malcolm Stewart, of course, is still there. Justin Cooper, Garrett Marchbanks. I mean, there's so many great names as part of this. I mean, and I'm saying great names that we're familiar with because this is now officially our third season of Supercross. So we're not familiar with everybody on this grid. We're not crazy familiar with all the teams, but we're crazy in love with Supercross. I was trying to make it a third. But yeah, so super exciting. 450 is stacked with like a bunch of variety. Of course, Hunter Lawrence, which I didn't mention, is also part of this. I mean, as you can tell, there's lots of great names in this one. Then, of course, for the 250, we have the 250 East and 250 West. This weekend, we had the 250 West competing. Of course, the big name is Hayden Deegan.
This is very difficult for me because I genuinely I just don't get along with him. Like, obviously we don't know each other, but like he just seems like he just rubs me the wrong way.
Yes.
Even though we've never met.
You finish and then I have something to say after that.
And then this doesn't really me not liking him doesn't take away that he's not a talented rider, right?
Course, yeah.
And obviously it helps that he had a leg up by growing up with a track in his backyard.
Yeah.
But still, you have to have the talent. You have to put in the work, right? That being said, I think the most obnoxious thing that happened yesterday is just how far those NBC commentators are up his ass. It is unbelievable. Are we talking about the race right away, or
let me just talk about the grid quickly, and then we'll get into the race.
Oh my god!
But I agree, and I mean, I was also surprised that he's still in the 250 this year.
Yeah.
But then I also you want to get as many championships titles if you can under your belt because it just adds a more something to your name. He will go to 450 by latest in the outdoor season. So we'll see how he'll fare then because he says that he is a little bit better in outdoors, so it'll be easier for him to start then and there. And he has a little bit of a redemption. He
wants to defend his title. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I mean, I can't really speak on it.
No, and I'm trying. I was thinking about it.
So give him grace.
In my preparation for just Supercross in general. He is still young, and I want to keep an open mind in case he does change his ways and things. Because yes, you cannot say he's not talented. He's incredibly great on the bike. He's incredibly fast. I mean, you can see it by the times he's putting on the track. It's just his like off-track, even on-track personality I don't mesh with. But I want to see and be keep a little bit of an open mind in case he develops because he is he just turned 20 this weekend.
Who knows? Maybe when Eli Tomac was 20, he was a D-bag like
we don't know.
I don't know.
Exactly.
You know?
I feel like I doubt it.
I doubt it too. I doubt Kenny was like that. Some people just are like that, and some people just need to grow out of it, you know?
Yeah, which I think wasn't like Vettel a little bit of
Sebastian Vettel was very hated during his like especially prime in when he was in Red Bull, when he was winning their 4 back-to-back championships. He was very disliked, and then later on he became a lot more liked. So who knows?
Exactly. So I'm trying to give him a little bit of. I'm not going to write him off completely. That's all I'm saying. But so we have Hayden Deegan in the 250 West Coast. We have Maximus Volant, Moziman, Chance Hymas. Ryder DiFrancesco, which they've been talking about so much that he is been getting so much bigger and they're expecting a lot from him this season, Ryder D. So we will see how he does. Of course, we have Levi Kitchen in the West Coast. We have Hunter Yoder, Max Anstey, which I'm so excited that he's back. He had such an excellent start to 250 last year and then he got hurt. So I'm hoping this year will go better for him. And then, of course, we have Cameron McAdoo, same situation. He got injured very early on. So hopefully he has a little bit of a redemption arc. And then I think those are the main ones that I want to highlight. So now we can get into we had 250 races and 250 West Coast and then the 450 race.
I don't think there's really a lot to say about the heats. I think when it comes to 450 in the heats, it was a little bit surprising that Aaron Plessinger had to make it through LCQ because he had a little bit of a tumble, I think.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a he got together. I forgot with
I think
whom
it was
he
in the
got
start, right?
Yeah, and then Cooper Webb also almost didn't make it. He was able to secure a top 10 spot during his heats, but then Aaron Plessinger unfortunately didn't. There were a couple people in the 450 that had to do another extra round, including there was one guy. I'm blanking on his name right now. I see him. He has like beautiful blue eyes, a little bit of a mustache.
Yeah, he was very excited that he made it through because he was like, I have the best job in the world.
Yeah.
And I appreciate people who are so appreciative of what they do because it is a very unusual job to have, right? That being said, I don't think there's much more to say about the heats themselves. So going into the 250 SX race, it was once again, it was so obnoxious how far the NBC commentators are up Hayden Deegan's ass. All of them were like, yeah, he's going to go out there and he's going to win it. And then what happened? He didn't even make it on the fucking podium.
Yes.
You know?
I mean, granted, he did lead his 250 heat.
I know, but it's
by
like
a lot.
They said it with such certainty. And what is so frustrating is that because we watched Jed's first season, right?
Yeah.
When he came on and he was doing really, really well, right?
In the 450.
In the 450, right? They didn't commentate about him like that, right?
Well, yeah.
They didn't commentate. And I don't know if this is a thing because he's not American, right? Or because he was also the new kid to it. But it's like there was always like, oh, who knows? Something might happen and he's going to make a mistake, right? And granted, he did make mistakes, right? But he ended up still winning.
Yeah.
But it's this thing that the way they're talking about this one rider is so different compared to everyone else, right?
Well, and I think it's also, I find it almost a little disrespectful to all the other riders in the 250 because they're essentially saying Hayden already has it in his bag. I mean, he might take it, he might not take it. The season is, I mean, it's not as long as the 450 season, but there's still several races. There, like, injury happens all the time, or you can get together with somebody. You still have to finish all the races. You have to make the points and win the championship. I think it's a disservice to the other riders on the grid.
Yeah,
who
to say
are,
it with such definite, or like, there's like no room for anything else. He is going to go out there and he's going to win it. And 3 or 4 of them said it.
Yeah.
All of them said it. And it's like, so the actual race winner, you're not going to consider him that he might actually do something great or place 2 or 3, right? So it's just a little bit, sometimes I'm wondering if this would be a rider that I like more, if they would talk about this, about Kenny in that way, if it would bother me as much. But it just seems like, oh, no one else really matters on the grid. Kind of like you pointed out this really well just now. No one else matters what they're doing. It only matters what he does.
Yeah.
And it is just, I don't know if this has ramped up over the years, because I remember when we first started, I actually really enjoyed the commentary. Maybe it was also we were new to it and you were just learning and gathering a lot of information. And I think in general, the broadcast is not bad. But it is something that really irked me. I don't think you have that issue at all in 450, but it is in 250. It is so prevalent.
Yeah. Yeah, which is such a bummer because, like you said, he didn't even make it onto the podium. He had not the best start at the beginning. I think he was down by like 13th, 14th for a little bit, and he made his way through the pack. For example, his best lap time at the end, he ended up coming in 4th. His best lap time was 1:08.241, and Max Anstey,
the race winner,
who ended up winning the race, was almost a second faster, his fastest lap.
And then what I didn't like about this is I didn't like about how they talked about also like Ryder DeFrancisco, right? They were like, oh, the moment Hayden is gonna see him, you know, he's just gonna catch up to him, and he's not gonna be able to do anything. He's gonna, because you know he has the pace, and then you know once you have that pace, it's gonna be hard to defend, and then Hayden's just gonna pass him.
Yeah.
And then it didn't happen because Hayden made mistakes, but also Ryder rode really, really well. And he made it for the very first time onto the podium, right?
I think so.
First podium for him.
And he had a whole shot as well. He had the whole shot, and then he ended up on the podium. He was leading for, I think, a little bit at the beginning. He lost then a couple positions. He ended up coming in 3rd. huge.
Big. And this is the
Huge.
beginning of the
Yes.
season. And it just felt really icky the way they talked about it.
Yeah, I agree.
It was really frustrating.
But we're gonna celebrate Max Anstey
Yay.
winning. So excited for him. He seems
Yes.
I get
Also
good
over
vibes
30?
from. Also over 30.
Let's go,
exactly.
BB.
A British dude. Very excited for him.
Yeah, and just very likable.
Very likable. Yes, exactly. And then Chance Hymas, very happy for him as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
Coming in second. And then, like we said, in third, Ryder D came in third.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
buffed up for the season. He got a mustache for the season. And he said he's not going to shave it off because maybe it's bringing him luck.
Maybe, you know,
It's
I
a little
think
bit of aerodynamics. Maybe
Exactly.
it catches some of the mud.
same thing for Aaron Plessinger, right? So, you know.
Exactly.
You know.
So it was really, really, it was a fun race, I thought, for the 250. Of course, because we also enjoyed the podium.
Yeah, of course.
We're a little bit partial there. But yeah, unfortunately, Cameron McAdoo didn't have a good race. He ended up falling. I think at one point he ended up coming in last. So it was just.
I'm just hoping no injuries.
Yeah.
Because like once again they don't really get a break. Yes, later on they will get a break when the East Coast boys come in.
Yeah.
But it is not that much.
Yes.
Also, I wanted to mention, because I don't think they showed a lot of it in the broadcast, the women are racing this year again too.
Yes, yeah, that's very true. At WMX, they have a couple, I forgot, I think 7 or 8 races that kind of coincide with the men. I think majority of them are in like the outdoor season, but the women got a really big sponsor this year. So they're getting some more money, which is really exciting. It's some kind of bank. I think it is.
But it's not. It's a known bank. I just can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, I forgot what it is. But so I'm very excited for that because last year when I watched the outdoor season, I saw bits and pieces of the women's races. So maybe we'll get a little bit more coverage.
Yeah, I think we got highlight.
Yes,
right?
and then we also
didn't
got
get
a race
Yeah.
sometimes, but not like the full heats and everything, I think.
I mean, I will say, I would love for them to find it in time to incorporate it, but this is already a 3-hour broadcast, right?
Yeah.
This is already pretty long. And I already am at this point where I'm like, I'm probably not going to watch a lot of heats this year just because I'm like, I don't want to burn out.
Yes.
You know, especially because I am this year also interested in watching maybe some motocross because we haven't watched that at all. But we have a rider this year who was very successful in motocross that is in Supercross now, Jorge Prado.
Oh, yes.
And I just want to see what's going on over there.
Yeah, no, of course, that makes sense. Speaking of Jorge Prado, let's talk about the 450. Of course, we have to talk about the big incident that happened.
Lap 1.
Right at lap 1, we had this big crash where, from what it seems like, they didn't really show any replays of the incident just because it was so significant. You can see bits and pieces more online.
Yeah,
on
online
like
you can.
social media, people who were at the event posted
Yeah, if
clips
you look
of
it up on YouTube,
Exactly. So basically, there was like this rhythm section, and then Justin Barsha landed partially on Malcolm Stewart's like shoulder and head, like his wheel got caught there. So Malcolm went down, and then Justin Barsha just flipped off the bike, and it looked horrendous. I mean, if you don't have to look it up, don't look it up.
If you're someone who's like, I don't like seeing like bad accidents, I don't recommend it because it is like really just like a body like tumbling around.
Yes.
It definitely gave me some Austin Forkner vibes.
Yes.
Very much so.
The good thing, more or less, was that he landed on the dirt and he didn't get off the track. However, it was right at the beginning, so there's lots of riders there. Very scary, and it's also very really upsetting.
I think not saying that there's like it's so busy and this is obviously just an accident, but I think from watching different like angles and stuff like that, so there was like it wasn't like a whoop section, it was like multiple
a
rhythm section. So a lot of the riders just like Justin, I think they did a triple, but Malcolm did a double, so that's why he was already down, and Justin came from the top, right? And I'm not saying that this is in any way Malcolm's fault, right? Or anyone else's here for, but it just like explains also the positioning and why the riders were, I think, in the positions that they were.
And we know that Malcolm had like a dislocated shoulder. It took him quite a while. You could see how it looked just incredibly painful. He looked in so much pain.
Also
Walking.
really tough for his brother to see that.
I know, because his brother was, of course, commentating.
Yeah.
So seeing that must be incredibly tough.
Also kind of nice that they didn't show a lot of replays with him being there, because I feel like it sounded in his voice that he was
because you don't know
upset.
what's going on, and especially from the little bit of what we've seen of Malcolm, because they didn't show anything of Justin Barsha, was just, you could just tell in how much pain he was, you know, without even seeing his face.
No.
It's just from the body movement
Language.
or lack of it. And then Justin Barsha, we just know that he was conscious. He could feel his limbs,
feel all of his limbs, which
is great.
Great.
But it's scary. And then, okay, so let's get to the upsetting part. I
Yeah.
just want to get it out.
Yeah.
Because you can really tell from like the online videos that you can see from people who were at the event live filming it. Also insane that you had to experience that. But it's like the response time was just incredibly slow. Like, I understand that there's riders, like there were still riders coming through, but then they prioritized getting riders on the bike instead of, they saw Justin Barsha just lying there on the ground, not moving, and nobody attended to him for a long time.
I felt like, I mean, the video itself, I mean, I think we caught the last bit of it, but it was a long time. There was, we saw Malcolm kneeling on the track, and someone was with him. And then there was another person who was like getting a bike out of the way. And I'm not saying this is this person's fault, because I don't know what their responsibility is. But what I think is really, really bad is that the first thing that they always try to do is move a person, which is like, if they have a spinal injury, you should not be moving this person. And I saw people this online, and this is not the first time we talked about it. At least we all fucking know it's the Alpine Star medical team, that there's their fucking sponsor associated with it. But how well are these people trained? How well is there communicated? Because like the race had to be red flagged anyways, right? And in the end, the race is secondary. Someone is, livelihood or someone's health is way more important than anything else, right? And the response time, I think, was it with Austin Faulkner, where they made him walk when someone was right behind him with the stretcher. Like, I don't get it. And this guy literally broke a vertebrae or some shit, and you made this guy walk.
It's like, you don't move them. Like, the guy was like trying to turn Justin over. It seemed like in the video, because he was laying on the side. I'm like, don't touch him. Don't move him. Put a neck brace on first thing. Get him on like a surface so you can carry him off the track. Don't make them move themselves. Like, I understand that some athletes are like, no, I want to get up so my family or whoever can see that I'm okay.
And if you're well enough.
But safety first, because any movement could potentially damage whatever is going on, make it worse, and it's just like, what are we doing?
It seems like at least we know where to get our Red Bull at the end of our Monster from fucking Amazon. But God forbid we spend a little bit more money on a medical team to have, because this is also like we just talked about, there's so many injuries that happen in the sport, right? And it just comes with it, right? This is also this thing where, with motorcycles, unlike like with F1 where you have the halo now, right? Which literally is saving lives. You don't really have the option on a motor like that.
I wonder, I feel like, did we talk about it before? Why don't they have those like...
Don't they have them now?
Don't know if they do.
Okay, and I don't know if they have the airbags.
Like, I'm talking about the airbags because I was doing the motion, so if you're not watching it...
I'm wondering if this is difficult to do because
of all the thingies. Yes,
exactly.
Yes,
and people sometimes fall and then they get back up. I don't know if there could be... I don't know. I mean, come on, science, dude. Like, I have a phone that fucking folds. Like, we can figure something out,
Seriously. But yeah, I mean, it was just so upsetting. I mean, just watching it live yesterday on TV was upsetting. Then when we tried to do a little bit of research on it today, when we saw some of the replays, and then also just the poor response time, it's just like, it's just really devastating. It's a sport. They make, I would wager they make a shit ton of money. Just with all the sponsorships. I mean, we hear about the sponsorships constantly. There's pictures and logos and everything everywhere. Like, take care of your riders, for God's sakes. Like, they're the ones bringing people in. And I mean, like, let's take care of people. Like, let's take care of them first. They could have red flagged it sooner than that, even, I would say, than they did, just to get people off. But
yeah, or if like, or try to come up with a contingency plan, you know, like if this is like, if this section of the road is blocked or something like that, can we like redirect it or something? Like, guys, you've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
There has to be a better response time. There has to be better options. Like, you need to like regroup and really figure this out, because this cannot be it.
No, I agree. I do want to say they did make some changes this year to the format of the weekend. They cut out some free practice time on the track to give the track crew more time to reset the track, which I think is a good idea. Of course, it comes with a caveat that the riders will have less time on the track, especially before their timed qualifying, which can make things more interesting. See how people adapt with less time on the track. I mean, there's pros and cons with it, but I definitely think it's a pro to give the track team enough time to reset the track, because the track, I mean, every track is different, of course, the different kind of
I hope you didn't.
the different type of like surfaces. If it's more sandy, more muddy, like harder. This time they had like pebbles and rocks in there too, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, and a few riders pointed that out.
Yes.
That was making things a lot more difficult.
Yes.
I don't know if they put it in there for the integrity of the track because it had rained.
Yes, so I don't know. I mean, obviously we're not in it to know those things, but yeah. So I'm just saying that they made some changes to make things better, but clearly there's a lot more improvements that need to be done.
Yeah.
Going into the race.
So, because the race was obviously red flag, it was very unfortunate for actually Cooper Webb, because he actually led the race going around that, because this all happened kind of behind it. It happened kind of in the mid pack. So that meant that everything was started over, and everything, so all the work you put in didn't really matter. But I think if there's a red flag within the first 3 laps, then it's just a restart, and that's ended up what happening. And the race itself was very, very good. I was very happy. Because we had Eli Tomac making, I don't know, did he get a whole shot?
No, so Jorge Prado, his teammate, got the whole shot. He led the race for a little bit, but then his teammate Eli Tomac passed him. Beautiful pass. It was I wouldn't say like fully aggressive, but it was a very assertive.
It was like
overtake, but it was clean. You know, obviously they're teammates.
Yeah.
And it's still the first race of the season, so you don't want to do anything too crazy.
Yeah.
Of course, our boy Ken Ruction, Kickstart Kenny, came in second at the end, which was...
I think his start the second time around wasn't as good. He had to pass a couple of people. He was like, have you seen this cool trick where I pass all of you guys?
Yes, exactly.
He would have needed probably like another 3 laps to see if he would have been able to get Eli.
Yeah.
Because he was like, he had like a 3-second gap for the most of the race. And then in the end, it started to like shrink. I don't know if it was also Eli maybe being like, okay, I'm almost there. I don't need to like push like crazy anymore. I don't know, obviously, what the thought process is, but I can't say that I have any complaints. Like Kenny coming second, having a really strong performance. He won his heat, right? And he looks happy and healthy on the Suzuki. I think Jason Anderson also did really well. He and Hunter Lawrence were battling it out.
Yeah.
He obviously notoriously being a difficult person to overtake.
Yes.
But I'm happy to have him on the team together with Kenny. Also a person that we both, I think, really enjoy watching. Yeah. And then I did think it was very interesting that people were so negatively talking about Jorge Prado for a long time. And also, I guess, in the off season, and it was like, oh, who knows if he's going to be able to make it.
Yeah.
When he was so successful in motocross, didn't he win? Didn't he win something?
I don't know. I don't remember right now. But I know that he had like made some like big words that this is going to be his, not that this is going to be his season, but he was like, because he's now back with KTM and he had success with them previously. So he had like, I guess there were some like things that he had said that maybe rubbed people the wrong way.
Oh, okay. Because didn't he say that he thought this wouldn't come until the end of the season?
Yeah, because I mean, he is still newer to it, and he didn't finish the first, because I think he got injured, and he took some time away.
We saw him in Anaheim too.
Yeah, and then that was
2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he went back to Europe because he only did a portion of the season. He did only a couple of races, but I think that was in 250.
Yeah, but I forgot. I mean, if you guys want to chime in the comments and remind us what
Cacti
exactly
Tiger, let us know, because
what happened
my
there.
memory is flawed in this
Yes,
case.
exactly. But so he ended up coming in third. Very exciting. I mean, his first podium in 450 with KTM.
So that means two out of the three people on the podium are Europeans.
Yes.
Two of the bikes are Europeans. And one Japanese bike.
Yes.
So
very exciting.
Yeah.
I think out of everybody, I mean, of course, Malcolm Stewart and Justin Barsha, of course, were big upset that they didn't even actually race properly. I hope they're both okay. RJ Hampshire had a big fall at one point.
And then he had damage on the bike. I think he had to go to the mechanics.
Yeah,
so and usually if you have to go there,
it's like done. So that was a little bit upsetting for him.
Can you tell me the top 5?
The top 5 was Eli Tomac, Ken Rakshan, Jorge Prado, Hunter Lawrence, Jason Anderson.
Okay, yeah.
Jason Anderson also, he worked his way quite a bit through the pack at one point. So he ended up in 5th as an excellent result. Cooper Webb came in 7th.
Do you want to talk about your boy real quick?
Chase Sexton came in 8th. So he didn't have the best race. He made a couple of mistakes. He went off track, I think 2 or 3 times, if I'm not mistaken.
It wasn't his race at all.
No. I mean, I think there's also a lot of pressure on him with a new team. He switched again because I think this is now his 4th constructor, if I'm not mistaken.
This is with Eli, his 4th constructor and 4th win with a different team, right?
Well, yes, but Eli is also multiple champ already.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if there's Chase with him. There's also a lot of like mental pressure on himself, because it seems like last year we had that too, where there's a lot of mistakes that were avoidable, especially for someone as experienced as him.
Yeah, because he also has. Trying to see his heat result. I don't.
He's also blonde now, in case you guys are interested.
He's blonde now. But yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a bummer, but I'm going to give him some grace.
Yeah.
Supercross 450 season is long.
Yeah,
there's a lot of points still to be gotten. We
have 17 races to go. So
I mean, it's
plenty of things.
Yeah, it's a lot that still is going to happen on track. I hope everybody stays healthy. I hope we get some news soon again about Justin and I mean, Malcolm had his dislocated shoulder.
I don't know if there were other injuries, because obviously a whole ass bike with a man landed on you.
Yeah, exactly. So
who knows? We just know that the shoulder was for sure dislocated.
Yeah. I mean, at least by the time of our recording session, this is all the info we have so far. So hopefully both of them are going to be fine and are going to be joining us sooner than later again.
And with Malcolm, I kind of hope, because the first year that we watched him was a year when he came back from injury, and it wasn't really his strongest. And then last year he did really well. He won his home race in Tampa.
Yes.
It was awesome. So, and he was also riding a lot more aggressively. He wanted it a lot more. And then this to be the beginning of the season is just really tough. Same, of course, for Justin.
Yeah.
But so obviously wishing them both fast recovery. And hopefully we'll be able to see at least Malcolm sooner than later. With Justin, we just don't know yet.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Obviously, we'll keep you guys posted. Next weekend, we have the first race in San Diego. So they're heading down that way for this upcoming weekend. And then they're coming back to Anaheim, and we will be there.
We will be there. And hopefully get a Kenny Rakshan something.
Yes, something and a win.
And a win. Kenny, like, no pressure, but... The Germans are watching.
Anyways, I think that's all we want to say about Supercross. So
great start into the season.
Yes.
And I'm excited for more.
100%. So now we're going to move on to chat a little bit about Dakar and Formula E.
Yep.